Once upon a time, in a small village in Africa, lived a great hunter named Wanaka. Wanaka is one of the greatest hunters in the village. He is loved and respected by all. One day, as he was coming from the forest, carrying the antelope that he just killed at his hunt, he passed through the stream and saw a very beautiful lady fetching water at the stream. Her name is Akwogo. He went to her and introduced himself. They quickly got along, and after a while, it was obvious by the whole village that they were dating. 6 months passed and they got married. 1 year into their marriage, they were blessed with a baby boy and they named him Caleb. As Caleb grew, he told everybody that cares to know in the village that he wants to be very rich. By the time Caleb started school, whenever he was asked what he wanted to be, he would say without any doubt, "I want to be rich." Even at his school, when other kids were asked what they wanted to be, some would say doctor, some says nurse, some says teacher, policeman, footballer, but once they get to Caleb, he will stand with all the dignity in the world and say, "As for me, I want to be rich, and very very rich." The whole class will always laugh at him. One time his class teacher asked him, "What is your name?" Caleb replied, "My name is Money, because I love money and I will have a lot of money." Caleb's parents, Wanaka and Akwogo, have tried to correct him several times, but Caleb stood on his word. He didn't want to become a hunter like his father, and his father was not very happy with him, because being a hunter is their family generational business, as his great-grandfather was a hunter and it has been passed down from generation to generation as family of hunters. Wanaka, the great hunter, knows that life is no longer how it used to be. A lot has changed, so he was willing to allow Caleb choose the hunting business or go to school, but he didn't understand what being rich means, because it is the work you do that makes you rich. Years passed and Caleb was done with secondary school. His parents called him one evening and asked him which university he would like to go and what he would like to study, so they can make plans to send him there. Caleb says he doesn't want to go to any university, that there is no subject in university that teaches how to make money, and that is what he would like to study. His parents were confused. His father told him, if he does not want to continue the family business of being a hunter, he must at least go to university, but Caleb refused and said he is not willing to go to university, that the course he wants to study is not being offered in any university. The parents were not happy. The father told him, if that is his decision, he must leave his house to go and do whatever he says he wants to do. Caleb packed his things and left the house. His mother begged his father, but he refused, so Caleb was thrown out of the house that evening. As night approached, Caleb went to his best friend's house, Mike. Mike sneaked him into his room to spend the night. As they were in his room, late in the night, Mike asked Caleb, what is his plan? Caleb said he would travel to the big city to look for work there. Mike was quiet for a while, because he knows that Caleb has never been to the city and he doesn't know anybody there, but he saw the determination in his friend's eyes. It was like he was sure of what he wants and he has some kind of confidence that he will get it. So Mike did not discourage him. The next day, very early in the morning, Caleb woke Mike that he is ready to leave. Mike had to sneak him out before his parents wakes up and walked him to the taxi. As they walked, it was a long quiet walk. Mike asked him how much he has, and Caleb says he has been saving some money for a while, so he will use the money for his transport and figure things out when he gets to the city. As Caleb got into the bus heading to the city, Mike looked at his friend's face and saw a determination that he couldn't understand. He was scared that his friend Caleb might not return home alive, but at the same time, he couldn't do anything about it. Caleb got to the city and asked the bus driver to drop him at the marketplace. As he got down from the bus, he started looking around the market, going from shop to shop, asking if anyone would hire him to work for them. He was only 17 years, so most people felt he was too young to employ him to sell for them. That night, Caleb was left with little cash that was not enough for him to get anywhere to sleep, so he decided to sleep under the bridge. He laid where no man could find him, and covered himself with empty sacks that he picked in the market. That night was one of the worst nights of his life, but while he laid down there, his mind was busy. He said to himself, "I might sleep under the bridge today, but I will become a billionaire in no time, and I will tell my story to the world." It was obvious that Caleb had a determined spirit to succeed. Very early the next morning, some thugs who usually spend the night in the same area spotted him where he was lying down, and they attacked him. He ran as fast as he could, leaving his bag and clothes behind. As he was running, he tried to cross the road to the other side, to get away from the thugs who were chasing him. As he crossed the road, he got knocked down by a car. The thugs saw what happened and ran away. The man who knocked him down, his name is Mr. Bob. He is one of the richest men in the market. He owns over 18 shops in the market, where he sells electronics, and he has so many boys working for him. The man came down and took Caleb to the hospital. At the hospital, the doctor said Caleb has one broken leg and needed to be admitted immediately. Mr. Bob told the doctor to go ahead and start treatment on Caleb. He paid some money into the hospital account to start Caleb's treatment and left. Later that evening, Mr. Bob went back to see how Caleb was doing, and they had the time to talk. After listening to Caleb's story, he saw the resilience in Caleb's eyes and the sound of how sure he is about succeeding, and it reminded him of himself when he was growing up. Mr. Bob's father is a medical doctor, his mother, a medical doctor, his two elder brothers and his younger sister are all medical doctors. He was the prodigal son who refused to follow the family footsteps. So he could relate very well to what Caleb told him. That was when it dawned on him that fate has brought Caleb to him. He made up his mind that he will help him achieve his dreams. As time went by, Mr. Bob brought his wife and his only child to come visit Caleb at the hospital, and they bonded really well. Mr. Bob, who couldn't have another child after the wife gave birth to their daughter Miriam, due to complications that happened during Miriam's birth, agreed with his wife to adopt Caleb. 2 months passed and Caleb moved in with Mr. Bob and his family. They welcomed him and treated him as part of their family. Miriam, Mr. Bob's only child, is an accounting student in the university. She is in her final year and she is 23 years old. She drives a very big car and goes to school daily from home. Every weekend she goes to her father's main shop to help out. Mr. Bob's wife, Annie, manages one of the shops in the market, while Mr. Bob himself oversees all his businesses from his main shop, which is also linked to his warehouse where all his goods are stored when they arrive into the country. And Caleb is always with Mr. Bob, helping out where he can. Each time Bob looks at Caleb, he sees that zeal for bigger things. One day he called him to have a conversation with him and asked him what he really wanted to do. He said he just wants to make money and he knows that his dreams will come true. So Mr. Bob asked him if he would love to learn how to use computer, and he said yes. So he enrolled him in a computer school. 6 months later, Caleb graduated from computer school, and on his 18th birthday, his new family threw a surprise birthday for him, and his elder sister Miriam gave him a laptop as a gift. Caleb was happy. He had everything he needed, good clothes, food, money in his pocket, but he was not fulfilled. One Saturday evening, he was sitting in his room alone. His mind was all over the place, thinking, how do I become rich? What do I need to do to become rich? His sister Miriam came into his room and she told him, why not use the laptop and see what you can find on the internet? Later that night, when everyone had gone to bed, Caleb could not sleep. He had internet connection in the house, so he went online and typed, how to make money. That was how he came into online marketing. And affiliate marketing caught his attention. He started that night to study it. After 2 weeks, Caleb bought a course on affiliate marketing, and just with a little posting here and there, Caleb started making money. 6 months later, Caleb had over $500,000 profit from referring others in the affiliate marketing. He did so well that before he turned 19, he has become a millionaire, and his newfound family were amazed at how far he has come in such a short while. After 1 year and 3 months, fire broke inside the market and Mr. Bob's main shop was burnt, including his warehouse where all his imported goods were stored. Mr. Bob nearly fell into depression, but Caleb, who is now a multimillionaire, came to their rescue. He gave his stepfather money to restock way more than what he lost. 3 years passed and Caleb has become so wealthy he now teaches people on how to make money through affiliate marketing. Caleb finally visited the village and went straight to see his best friend Mike. It turned out that his friend Mike has now graduated from the university, but he has no job. Caleb immediately employed him as assistant manager in his company. As he got home, his mother was so happy to see him. She told him they searched for him all over and thought he was dead. His father, the great hunter, had stroke and couldn't hunt anymore, and his mother is just doing the best she can to take care of his father. Caleb came and took the father to the best hospital and paid all the bills. He built his father a house and bought them each a car. He opened one of the biggest restaurants for his mother, and his father got way better and could now walk. Story ends. If you are interested in knowing more about affiliate marketing, click the link in the description below to join Caleb himself and learn to become rich through affiliate marketing. Moral of this story: whatever you believe you can achieve, don't let anyone talk you out of it. Keep pushing, you will surely win. I remain Uncle Sam. Stay safe.